I fell hopelessly in love 15 years ago. I was only 16 years old, a junior in high school, but Stacy Carson was a mature, sophisticated 18-year-old. And as far as I could tell, she was absolutely perfect. Drop-dead gorgeous, incredibly kind, a ton of fun to hang out with, and she had a way of making everyone she talked to feel as though they were the most special person in the world. She had my heart. When the opportunity came to ask her out, I seized the moment. A friend called one night to tell me that she had just split with her boyfriend. So I put on my oversized green suit and tie, and I sprayed on way too much cologne. I grabbed a rose from my mom's flower vase, and I jumped into my brother's red 1987 Chevrolet Camaro. And I sped down to the high school 2 blocks away, arriving just in time to see Stacy exiting the school after finishing her after-school dance rehearsals. I put my foot to the gas, and I sped across the parking lot, and I came to a screeching halt in front of Stacy. No doubt she was terrified. And I swung open that big, heavy door and jumped and slid across the hood, and I extended the rose. And then, without even thinking, the words that came out of my mouth were, "Will you marry me?" I was shocked because this is not what I wanted to say. I was even more surprised when she actually said yes, because that's who she was. And then she laughed and I laughed. We laughed together for a while. And then I asked her to attend the winter ball with me, to which she obliged. I spent the next 2 weeks doing everything I could to make sure I would be the perfect date for her, including taking dance lessons, because she loved dancing and I was terrible at it. But that wasn't going to stop me. And the night of the dance came, and it was magical. We danced the night away. I was falling in love. 5 years later, I asked Stacy Carson that same big question, this time on purpose. And she said this time without laughing, yes. And on August 19th, 2006, at 1 p.m., we were married. It was another magical moment. We were in love. 5 years passed, approaching our 5th wedding anniversary, and a lot had changed. I was working 80-plus hours per week for a crazy consulting firm, and my wife was working even harder to take care of our 6-month-old baby boy, Jake. We were both completely exhausted. I came home one night after a regular day in the office, 2 a.m., and I walked in to find my poor wife sitting on the kitchen floor with tears streaming down her mascara-stained face. And she looked at me and she said, "Why aren't you here for me when I need you?" And then, without even thinking, the words that came out of my mouth were, "I'm doing the best I can for this family. Why aren't you more appreciative?" And I went to bed that night ashamed and asking myself the question, what happened to our hopeless love? Is this a sign that it's not meant to be? I found the answers to these questions in the work of Dr. Jennifer Finlayson-Fife, a marriage and family counselor from the University of Boston, for Boston University. In her work, she teaches that love goes through 3 phases. Phase 1, love without knowledge. This is the blissfully in love phase that we all enjoy when we're first falling in love. This is the phase when your partner is always on your mind and you're willing to do anything for her or him, including taking dance lessons. In this phase, your brain is actually addicted to love. Your brain enjoys heightened levels of neurotransmitters, adrenaline, dopamine, and serotonin, all which form this crazy cocktail of love that leaves you feeling joy, vulnerability, and complete love. So it seems. But this phase will not last forever, because eventually that heightened level of euphoria goes away, and you enter phase 2, knowledge without love. This is the might as well be roommates phase. In this phase, reality sets in and you start to notice the small things and the big things about your partner that are failing to meet your expectations. And you stop trying to impress. This is the phase you realize that love is hard. This is where I was on that fateful night at 2 a.m. But the beautiful thing is that love can be better than that. And those who choose to leave that phase will enter phase 3, knowledge with love. In this phase, you still have a full appreciation for your partner's weaknesses and faults. You still know exactly how your relationship is failing to meet your needs, but you choose not to dwell on them. Instead, you choose to focus on improving yourself for your partner, because love is worth it. And when the two partners equally commit to working on self-improvement, they can grow into phase 3. And at that point, you can really enjoy the fruits of long-lasting love and companionship. Stacy and I have been married 10 years this August. And in a few days, we'll welcome our 3rd child into our family. I love her. And we are not always in phase 3. But we know how to get there. And we know that it's worth it. And we're both committed to working toward it every single day. So I want to leave you with a few tips that I've learned through my 10 years of marriage, which doesn't make me an expert, but also not a novice. I like to consider myself an apprentice of love. Tip number 1, learn how to love. Dr. Gary Chapman, in his New York Times best-selling book, The 5 Love Languages, teaches us that people feel loved in different ways. Your love language may be physical touch, whereas yours may be words of affirmation. This distinction does not matter in phase 1, but it does in phase 2. I know that Stacy is particularly happy and feeling loved when I speak a specific dialect of physical touch, the daily foot massage. I must have been high on dopamine the day I committed to that one. Advice number 2, learn how to fight. Dr. John Gottman is the master at this. In his 30-plus year longitudinal study, he came to 2, I think, relevant conclusions. 1, greater than 60% of relationship conflict is unresolvable. It's simply a difference of opinions. And number 2, the marital masters learn to fight with a smile on their face. I know this is easy to say, and I know it's a lot harder to do, trust me. But I also know that it's worth it. So next time you're in a fight, don't try to be right. Try to understand your partner's point of view. Try to argue with compassion. Finally, advice number 3, learn how to forgive. Unfortunately, I have seen how an unwillingness to forgive can tear apart families. The longer you're with someone, the more likely it is that feelings will be hurt. That's just the reality of love. And if we let that hurt feelings linger for too long, they will poison your ability to live every day expressing those love languages, to live every day arguing with compassion. They'll prevent you from enjoying the true joys of long-lasting relationships that I enjoy every day with Stacy. So that's it. No big secret, but that's what works for me. So next time you find yourself in a long-term relationship and things get rocky, because trust me, I promise they will, rather than asking, is this meant to be? First try asking, what more can I do? And then get to work, because it's hard. But I can tell you that it's worth it. Thank you.